Hello and welcome to the demo video for the LinkedIn content dashboard. This is a spreadsheet which takes your LinkedIn data, and this is not your business page. I've got other spreadsheets that take the business page data and convert it. This is one that takes your personal profile analytics. This is something that Microsoft have recently added into LinkedIn. This is now in end of October in 2023. They've recently added it in. So I've built a spreadsheet around that data so that it can actually just kind of analyze it and give it to you in visual format rather than a whole bunch of numbers. So it's quite easy to set this up and to get the raw data. I'll show you how to do that. The first one shouldn't really be changed unless LinkedIn changed the date format, the LinkedIn date format. What is it as? At the moment, they've got it as month, day, year, whereas if you've got your spreadsheet in different countries, you want to obviously have the data as local data, and in the UK that differs. So, and because it's text, I've got formulas just to extract that and put into the correct format. So you can just change this. If they change it to day, month, year, you can change it to day, month, year. But at the moment it's month, day, year. So you can leave it like that. And this is just indicating the text that just comes just before the number of the post in the link. So that you wouldn't necessarily need to change unless the data changes. So all you need to do is type in your name there. You don't have to do it, but you can put your name in there and it just appears on the report spreadsheet. Once you've done that, you can move across to the raw data. If any of those have red crosses, by the way, just fill them in, especially that one. But as I said, you should just be able to leave those as they are. We need to collect 3 lots of data. It's actually 4 because this is 2 lots combined. And I'll show you how to do that. And then we just paste each set of data into those different blocks. So if you go to your LinkedIn profile and you scroll down slightly, you'll see where it says analytics, and you can say show all analytics. And it gives these 4 boxes. I think you can actually click on any of them. I normally just click on post impressions. And then what it does is it shows you the graph for impressions. But here you can change it from impressions or engagement. But you're not necessarily looking at this graph because you're going to export it. But what you need to do beforehand is just change that to the past 365 days. So put in a year and then click show results. And what will happen is it'll now go for a full year of 365 days. And then you can switch, obviously, between engagements and impressions. But as I said, I think whichever one you actually pick, it doesn't really matter because it downloads them both at the same time. The important thing is to change it to the past 365 days. Once you've got the whole year graph up there, then you can actually just select export. It'll export that graph. And when you're done, that spreadsheet, when you're done, then you open up that spreadsheet. Now, this is the important bit. When you open up a new spreadsheet like that, you need to click enable editing because this is all kind of very restricted data in the sense that it won't let you copy and paste properly. So you need to click enable editing. And now what you can do is you can actually select this entire section of impressions and engagement. So let's have a look at the spreadsheet. We just make sure it says date, impressions, engagement. So that's correct. It's in the correct order. You just need to double check that in case LinkedIn move the columns around. And then you can move them around before copying and pasting. So if I push Shift, Control, and right, and then Shift, Control, and down, it jumps down to the bottom. It gives the whole year of data. I'm not copying the headers in this case, and it's got impression engagement. I say copy, and I go to the spreadsheet, and I say paste. Now, not normal paste. So don't put Control V, Control B, Control C, Control V, or anything like that. Go to paste values. And click paste values because then it'll just paste the data, and it doesn't paste the formatting, it pastes the data. Now we need to get the new followers. So if we go back to the initial spreadsheet and actually click on the follows tab, you'll see the follows are there. And if you go between the two, you'll see it's the same date starting at the 26th of October. So you don't need to do the dates again, just collect the follows, same process as last time, back to the spreadsheet, paste values. So now we've got the followers in. You can double check those dates there. Just make sure they do match up there. So there we've got, for example, the 1st of November, and there we've got it in the UK format because this matches my computer. So we've got the first set of data and it's recognizing the date. So that's all good. Now we need the second set, engagement data. So if we go back to that spreadsheet and go back to top posts, you'll see the first top posts are the engagements and the second one's an impression. So we've got the post URL, publish date and engagement, number of engagements, and we copy that We go back to the spreadsheets and we put into the engagement one, which is this first one, right click, paste values. Again, we just check the dates, 27th to the 7th, yep, that's all correct. So that one's picking up correctly. And then we just need to do the last one. And that one is the post URL. In this case, we don't copy the headers. That's impressions. Go back here, right click, paste values, impressions, the new date, picking it up correctly. That's all good. So if those three will work as they should have, the dates are picking up correctly. The dates will refer back to this format here. You can see because the initial one is month, day, year. So I've put month, day, year, so it knows what to pull out. And that urn.li, etc., is the text that appears right before the number starts. So I don't have to have the whole thing, just part of it so that it can find that section so it knows where the number will start. And that's it. Once you paste that data in, you can now click on the dashboard and the dashboard populates. And I'll explain to you what's happening here. This first one is impressions and engagements. You can see the impressions are in the purple bar behind the blue bar and engagements at the front. So here, for example, impressions and engagements high, but here my impressions were lower, but the engagements in comparison to impressions were a bit higher. This is the engagement, that's the impressions. This graph is a number of new followers per month. So you can see if you had any particular months we had loads of new followers. So January seems like I had relatively good content going on in January. Lots of new followers coming in February, etc. You can see how those ones compare. Here you've got a score, which is your impressions per engagement. So essentially, this is how many people do you on average have to get eyes on your content before they'll engage. So this graph, ironically, the lower it is better, because if you have 1,000 people looking at your post and one engaging, it's obviously not as good as having 100 people look and one engaging. So the lower the number here, the better. And then the last one is just the league points per month. So it takes it's got 50 posts in your league tables, and post number 1 gets 50 points, 49, 48, 47, etc. And then it adds it with 2 points up, one from your engagement and one from your impressions, and pops it into the month when that post actually took place. So you can see from a point of view of league tables, the higher these graphs, the more entries they've got from that month, and the higher those entries are in those two particular graphs. The purple one being the engagement one, which is the first one, and the blue being the impressions, which is the second one. And then it just does the two tables. This is obviously the first table from 1 to 25, 1 to 25, engagement and impressions. You can see here what position each of these in the engagement one came in the impression, and what percentage in the impression table they came into the engagement. And then you can also switch, if you change this from 1 to 2, you can switch to 26 down to 50. So you can see the second half of the table. You can do that on both. So not only does this say, for example, this post, whatever this post is here, I'll show you in a second how to see what that is. The one that came second impression. So the first two were 1 and 2 in both the impressions and the engagement. So if we want to see what was which post had the most eyes on, had the most, let's have a look at the engagement first. Which post had the most engagement? And we click on the gold one. It actually opens up that post and shows you. So that video that I did, one and the video that I've really done, has got the most engagement. If you want to see, for example, which post has got the most impressions, this one is a post about a cream egg, typical LinkedIn. You post about a cream egg and everyone wants to know about it. You post about work and they're not interested. But anyhow, that will then show you. So these are all clickable links, and they will work according to your input. So you can actually click on any of these posts down in your league tables, and you can see what those posts are from number 1 to 50. And that's it. Relatively straightforward. Just dump your data in. This is the only reporting that it gives. The data is quite limited. If they do start supplying some more, I might expand on this. I might make another one. We'll see how we go. But initially, to get those lots of data into that raw data sheet to produce your dashboard. And I hope that that gives you more insight into what's happening with your LinkedIn posts, and I hope that it helps you to better target your LinkedIn marketing. Thank you very much, and goodbye.